The Pistons are the basketball champions of the world.
Detroit, it's time. It's playoff time, Detroit. Let's go to work.
Shout out Detroit. I got to buff up, you know what I'm saying? Detroit, I'm all the way in. Detroit Pistons, I'm all the way in. Let's do it.
What's up, Pistons fans? It is us, the best POD in the 313, the Buffs On podcast. And we are coming to you not live, pre-recorded after a 3-0 week. But before we talk about Pistons basketball, we got to give a shout out to our host, our fearless leader, Amit. Who, happy birthday, Amit. This guy got a present with a Pistons dub, and he's celebrating today with his family. Not going to be here. Valley?
I want to know every single graphic, every single video, anything you've ever seen produced by any Buffs on social. 110% is Amit. He is the mastermind behind everything that the Buffs on produces. He helps us chat on here, but everything we produce, that's Amit. If you guys have time, drop a review. Tell Amit he's the GOAT. Tell him happy birthday. And yeah, from us here in the Buffs on, Ahmed, happy birthday. Hope you have a great one, man.
Yeah, we literally don't do anything except talk about the Pistons.
This is
Ahmed literally does everything else, so this
you,
pod wouldn't exist without him.
Yeah. Thank you, Amit,
you
for
can
allowing us the time.
the pie chart of responsibilities. It's
Somebody hire him.
Yeah, for real. I've been saying that this man's not working for an organization, creating content. Enough of that. Time to talk about some Pistons basketball. Pistons, like I said, 3-0 week and are now sitting on top of the Eastern Conference, a half a game above the Bulls. I mean, in your wildest dreams, 2 years ago, I mean, I know we're still early in the season, so all this should be taken with a grain of salt, but I think the Pistons are a very legitimately good team. In your wildest dreams 2 years ago, are the Pistons right here?
This 2 years ago surpasses every wireless dream I could have ever imagined. And in 2011, when we first started watching the Detroit Pistons, this surpasses every dream I could have ever imagined. I feel like I've been here.
No way. No way. Okay, that's hyperbole right now, man. You're telling me your wildest dream starting to watch the Pistons was being first 9 games into the season?
What what have I been treated to in those first 10 years, for example? You know, I think this is just exciting. It's so evident this is the most real team we've ever had. This is the best franchise player we've had without a doubt since Grant Hill, arguably further back. Cade's a special guy. This is a special team. The camaraderie amongst this team, it elevates the dreams. It elevates the expectations, how close these guys are. Never could have imagined it 2 years ago, losing 28 games in a row. I randomly have started seeing like montages of what we've been through in the last couple of years, like following this win against Brooklyn. And it really is incredible coming from losing 28 in a row. Even before that, obviously, pretty abysmal, winning 17 games the season before. Never in my wildest dreams could have imagined it. But I'm soaking up every second that we are here.
Same. I mean, if to go from 28 losses in a row, we all talked, Valley expected 50 wins that season actually. So there have been expectations of us being a good team, but there's always that there's never proof, first of all, and then there's always another team, which I'm sure, we're still early in the season. Cleveland, New York are going to probably end on top of like above us, but of all the games I've watched, sure, OKC, Denver, maybe the Lakers. I wouldn't even say the Lakers. Those two teams are like clearly better than us. But other than that, we're like actually in contention, I think, for the number one seed. And I think across the NBA platform, like people are starting to talk Pistons to the Eastern Conference Finals, like on ESPN, on NBA TV, on Amazon, whatever their thing is called. So there's love starting to be shown. Pistons are starting to see it's legit, and it's not just like our false hope anymore. So I'm just really excited because these were some easy games. Let's be honest; it's going to stay easy for a bit, but I'm ready for the rest of the season.
Yeah, you got to clean up the easy games. Uh, Valley, you seem like itching.
Yeah, I got a question for you guys, and this will stem into some other things. But my girlfriend Leah texted me yesterday, and she said, "Is this the championship year?" And first I like laughed. I'm like, "No, that's a little silly." And then I'm like, wait a minute.
All right,
And
pal.
it could be adding some more guys, but the fact that like, yeah, obviously, potentially irrational thoughts right there, but the fact that it is within consideration, we are getting that media recognition, just incredible. And it's so hard to grasp the moment and grasp how quickly things have changed from 0 to 100 here,
Yeah,
and just enjoy it.
and I love how they're doing it. For a long time, I was not a huge believer in like I a believer in culture, but not a believer in like a consistency of culture over generations. Like, why does one winning team have to be the same as the other winning team? But like, it just seems like in Detroit, the way that these winning teams get created is some gosh darn hard workers. We don't shoot threes. Uh, we play. There is one legitimate shooter on this roster. That's Duncan Robinson. But the Pistons just dominate the paint. Like huge paint differential. People don't score. We hold teams to the lowest field goal percentage in the NBA. And it's just like it's Pistons basketball. And it's coming together in a way that is just so fun to watch. Uh, some people will say this is not like I don't know the most beautiful brand of basketball. I disagree. I think a lot of criticisms in the NBA are like that I hear at least are like it's the game is homogeneous. Everybody plays the same. It's cut, drive, kick out to shooter, shoot a three, and the Pistons have completely bucked that. And it's almost the complete opposite of just we're gonna mash you every single game, and every single person's gonna come at you hard as hell. Cade Cunningham drives; he's bigger than every guard. We saw it in Brooklyn last night, just going through guys. Uh, Asar Thompson just runs at you. Isaiah Stewart beats you up in every possible way, and Jalen Duren is a physical force that's like almost unparalleled in the NBA. Even Tobias Harris mashes guys. He's a strong old man. We like it's just every single guy comes in and just beats the ball down the throat of the other team, and I absolutely love it. And like you said, Valley, there's two guys that are coming back to this team that are damn good basketball players. We have Jaden Ivey on the IR and Malik Beasley. Just every single Instagram post, Snapchat post is like, I will be coming back to Detroit when these goofballs clear me
It's
already.
getting more like clear and clear. Like he hasn't just outwardly posted him hanging on a rim in a piston before a Piston game saying, "Hang on, Detroit, I'm hanging in there," and Duran's commenting like, "We're waiting for you."
I mean, this is really a perfect storm. And like, I mean, those Western Conference teams are tough, but like, I can see the Pistons going through any Eastern Conference team. Like, obviously, like it's not a guarantee. They're good teams, and it could go the other way. But I could see the Pistons going through any team in the Eastern Conference.
I'm uh I'm really excited to see how we go against Philly. I think those will be a couple of good games. We have them twice in 3 games. Yeah, it's so interesting. Such a good point you bring up about how our winning teams have had. I mean, we've seen it the exact like not the exact same, but so much overlap in the bad boys and the going to work crew and the current crew we have going for us right now. It's really impressive how like the culture of Detroit has been embedded into every single one of those teams. I really appreciate that. I was trying to think of other organizations and outside of San Antonio, maybe Miami, it's kind of hard to like really identify like organizations that have had those century long like characteristics in their teams. I find that so interesting. But when you think about it, yeah, it is kind of like 90s, early 2000s basketball. We run a pick and roll every single possession. It's our best basketball and we do it. And if it's not a pick and roll, it's a fast break that's generated from our defense. And I love it. We're playing to our strengths and it's just beautiful basketball. I mean, you talk about the two-man game. I have the numbers of the last 3 games up for Cade and Jalen Duren right here, but really quick, Cade has 3 straight 30-plus games, 4 of his last 5. The only reason he didn't have 30 in between there is he was busy dropping 18 assists in Mexico City. Hasn't stopped him from averaging 32.7 and 9.3 in his last 3 games. JD 22 and 15 on his end. Not too bad, 22 points from JD. His offensive output has increased the ceiling of this team dramatically. But what it comes down to, Connie, and I just want to hammer this down, what you were saying, it's our identity. It's scoring in the paint and it's protecting the paint. As Isaiah Stewart said, it's our paint, and we take pride in protecting it. Does that mean we leave shooters wide open because it's not in the paint sometimes? Sure, it does. But we protect the paint and we rebound. That's an element I want to add to this. We rebound hard as hell. Obviously with Stu and JD, but when you mix in a Star Thompson, a guy who's averaging about, I think, 7 rebounds a game, has had multiple double-digit rebounds and has that athleticism on both ends of the court. We save so many possessions and add so many points through our rebounding, but it comes to it, our identity is getting us through the line. That's grit. That's protect the paint. That's pick and roll basketball. I would watch it. I watch all 48 minutes so closely, and I never get tired of the old pick and roll and the old swarm defense. Ron Holland in particular got me really excited with that block he had on. That was in Utah against Kayante or Kayshawn, one of the Cade.
Keontae. Keishawn's in Washington.
Just stuff like that gets you so excited. Gabe, go ahead. Let you have the platform here.
Yeah, speaking on a few of those points, Stewart, before leaving last night's game, after only playing 8 minutes, had 7 blocks in those last 2 games against Utah and Memphis. Absolutely fantastic. There's the one tweet going around. Pistons are like a 90s team where they have one guy who does everything, one guy who shoots, and the other guys just beat you up. And it's really like Stu had a little scuffle last game, but he didn't escalate it too much. I thought that was a nice little you can't grab me little push to the ground. And I mean, he had an awesome game, probably the best game of his career against Memphis. Shot 8 threes, only hit 2 of them, but still 26, 14, 4 blocks. And I mean, JD, like this is not the best competition. Nurkic can't move, and I'm not a fan of Nick Claxton, but like, yes, like 90% of his shots are dunks from Cade, which is first of all great timing by him, great screens by him. That like you're mentioning the prime. I don't know what network it was on last night. But those commentators just could not stop talking about like his shoulders, how big he is, how strong he
They
is.
were
How he
glazed.
Those are just
yeah, they were glazing him.
Those are the Nets yes commentators. Yeah.
But that
Oh,
is
those are
Iron
the
Eagle,
Nets
isn't it?
commentators.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay, yeah,
Is
they
it not
love
the
this shit.
is it not Iron Eagle or what's his name? Is the main commentator not like a
Iron Eagle is the Nets commentator.
that is him, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
And
yeah.
Noah
Who
Eagle.
does happen to do just the Nets as well. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
but yeah, like JD in addition had some beautiful like he brought the ball up a few times and it like went well. He had the one play that I loved the most where he brought it up, put it behind his back to Cade, immediately went to the rim. It was an alley oop. I thought that was just perfect, like synergy, teammates playing together. And then last point on JD here, the little dribble, hezzy pull up like
Oh
20
my
footer. It
God,
looked
man.
so smooth, nothing but net. Man, yeah, Noah Clowney was hitting some threes. If that's JD later in the season or next year, man, like where is the limit for this guy?
That got me so excited. I again bad comp and like the exact type of comp that Jalen Duren kind of eats against. Well, Nick Claxton has given him some problems. I feel like in the past before, but that's why it's so fun to watch the pick and roll, man. That's why the pick and roll offense works. Because on one hand, you have one of the most skilled pick and roll operators in the game of basketball, and on the other hand, you have Jalen Duren, who has taken a step, absolutely taken a step forward,
Taking a leap.
You're taking a leap. He hits.
Let's
Other than those like some ugly like post up sometimes where he goes like underneath the basket and tries to reverse it on 2 guys, he hits almost everything inside. His touch is really fantastic. He has some lefty hooks. He
The
had
lefty hook was super
he had a
smooth.
lefty hook off a spin. He'll little jumper, a little turnaround, jumper off the side, and he knocks everything down. There's like very little waste in his game now. And the other thing is, with what we usually see with power bigs and bigs like him that get everything inside is they don't hit their free throws. And so, like, that's a weakness for a lot of guys, DeAndre Jordan types, where it's like, yeah, you can hack him at the rim and it stops something. It doesn't stop shit with Jalen Duren. He will go 10 for 11, 12 for 13 on free throws in a game and just kill guys because there's really nothing you can do with him down there. He has impressed me so much. He has the highest on off. He's a plus 8.5 so far per game this season, which is,
Do you
huh?
do you have Cades? Do you like do you have the teams? Is that our team high? I was just wondering if you
I,
have it.
I believe that's our team high. Most guys are on their high for their careers, obviously, right now because we're winning.
Makes sense.
Um, but yeah, Jalen Duren is I think, plus 8.5. Cade Cunningham, get back to me. Talk a little bit.
Get right back to you. Yeah. JD, I mean, I obviously you guys know I've been critical of his work rate, which I feel like I still see in the smallest of moments. Like there were some few moments Nick Claxton got the better of him. Thinking of that and one in particular last night, but still like I I just don't understand. Maybe it's just from having watched Andre Drummond go up weak, and I know Duran does that at least once a game. He wants to go for some jelly reverse instead of dunking it. But when you're 14 for 17, I think I just gotta really just take a step back and just be quiet, you know. He is finishing everything at the hoop. His hands, I can't I touch on it every single week. His hands are insane. I don't think you can underrate the no look lob that Cade had to Duren in many aspects. The one where he's looking at Duncan Robinson and throws a no look kind of throw in pass to him. The read from Cade is unreal to sell it the pass to Duncan, but even the reaction time, there was some heat on that pass for JD to catch to throw.
Yeah.
Really impressive. And
And
like
it's the catches and the dunks, but it's also the catches that aren't dunks, like where he like twists and he
and
catches and he puts a
finishes.
nice
Yeah.
little lay down. It's incredibly
Yeah.
impressive. Yeah, okay, so JD is a plus 8.2, sorry. And Cade Cunningham
I think
on, is a plus 6.2,
yeah.
which last season he was 2.5. So like, I mean, we're winning games, we're beating teams. That's why these numbers are good. But I think Jalen Duren being the highest plus minus is like more impressive than like the number itself. It's that it is the highest on the team. It's that in our winning season last year, he was a plus half a point,
Yeah.
0.5. So like
That's huge.
pretty much playing it even. But now it's like if Jalen Duren on the court, the Pistons are winning those minutes every time.
And 2 for 2, 100% mid-range shooter, based on what I have seen now.
Yeah.
Really would love to see him. Yeah, let's see that a little bit more. Because the touch looks ridiculous. Obviously, the free throw percentage is insane right now for JD. Looks so good. Form looks great at the line, shooting a career high percentage, and getting to the line a career high number of times. I think the development of his frame has helped him so much get there as well. But I also in one way I hate the way that we've seen a record number of foul calls in the NBA. At the same time, I don't dislike it because I think physical guys do get rewarded, and Jalen Duren and guys who attack the rim get rewarded. And JD is certainly reaping the benefit of that in particular. Do you guys have more on JD? Because I think I would love to talk about our other guy here.
Uh,
Yeah, I
well,
got
yeah. Well, well, they had one play where JD brought the ball up and Cade screened for him, kind of like a hard like back shoot. I would love a little reverse pick and roll action. I don't need to spam it. JD's handle's not like that, but like if there's a clear, they're not gonna leave Cade ever. So if like a little Cade and then Jay just drops it off behind his back for a Cade three, which he started to hit last games, man, that would really just elevate. It's more of a next year thing, I think, but it's in the works.
something to sprinkle in. Mine more like just a general point of like there was a lot of talking. We talked about this obviously about like getting a second star in here, getting a second guy like to play with Cade that you have this like real impressive duo, like an all-star level duo, and it seems like Jalen Duren has just turned into that guy. Jalen Duren is the second star on this team. He's a perfect complement, and he is absolutely playing. I don't know how it's going to go with the U.S. versus the world this year. The U.S. field's going to be kind of tough, but like he's playing at an all-star level so far.
Are Cade and JD the best two-man game in the NBA? Think about
No, Jokic and whoever is with him.
it.
Barry Jokic. I was thinking like
Anyone in a Nuggets jersey.
you kind of two-man game is like Luka and Reeves.
That's not a two-man game.
Man
That's
game.
just two. That's just two great players.
Maybe Luka and dominating. Anyways, Cade Cunningham, prior to last night's win in Brooklyn, had back-to-back games of 19-point fourth quarters. And he carried that throughout all of his 32 minutes in Brooklyn. The fourth quarter takeovers from Cade are just another element to him, like another level I feel like he can unlock and reach, which is so encouraging. Just a complete takeover. And I feel like it's so easy to tell when he gets in a zone like that. And I'm specifically referencing Memphis, or I guess both of those 19-point fourth quarters. You can just tell he's in a zone. Like as soon as like first shot's up, second shot's up, you can just tell like it's takeover time. But I think the biggest leap from Cade this year is I think the recognition from himself, like his personal recognition that he is an elite player and he is a level above the majority of the rest of the NBA and getting himself in positions to reflect that. What I mean by that is, for example, Brooklyn last night, the two and ones in the second half, early in that third quarter, that step like pound dribble kind of drag through to go up. That's a move stars do, and he does it to perfection. And he's so freaking strong. He finishes with that left hand. I think getting to the line at a higher rate as well. But just overall, I just think he just knows he's a level above, and I think he's trying things based off that confidence. Obviously, a more confident player makes you a better player. The passes he's throwing, how quickly he's passing. He is one heck of a floor general. I think he is in the highest percentile possible in the NBA in terms of floor general. But I think one thing, there's so many things we could talk about with Cade. But I think one thing that gets overlooked is a step he's taking defensively. Feel free to talk about whatever, but I think Cade has done such an exceptional job defensively. I think he is one of the better defenders in this lineup, and I don't think it's talked about enough how he can switch 1 through 4. He is on point guards, he's on off ball shooters, and he'll find himself, I don't know, top of my head, on a Kevin Durant, on a power forward, like many times, on a Paolo Banchero many times. And he still has been excellent on that end. And I think the statistics in terms of, your steals and your blocks, sure, deflections, they're there. But just in the eye test as well, I think defensively, he's just taken such a big step in every capacity to lead this team. Anything of the many things that stand out to you about Cade Cunningham?
Yeah. I want to talk specifically about that rip through move, which I think is something new. That is not something that we saw a lot of in the years before. And it's something that we talked about as like he doesn't get calls, which was partly, I think, some bogus, but partly like the skill of getting calls. And now he is starting to do that where he's like, yeah, I'm way stronger than you. I'm going to rip through. You're going to get your hand in the cookie jar. And for most guys, that's just like a foul draw and you get to the line and it's a good play. For Cade Cunningham, he's going to rip through. You're going to hit your hand in the cookie jar and your arm's going to, it's not stopping anything. He's stronger than the guys guarding him. And he's going to get that and one. It's another level of this game. And then the fourth quarters, it just looks so calm and confident. A lot of those we talked about the losing streak to start, were lost in the fourth quarter where things got very hectic. They got very like turnovery, bad shots, just not really executing. And now it's like, I know what I want to do and I'm going to do it. Like, and the rest of the 3 quarters, I'm going to get mine every once in a while. I'm going to make sure everybody eats. But like fourth quarter, this guy in front of me can't guard me. And I'm going to get the shots that I need to get buckets.
Yeah, and there's much less ISO. Like Valley mentioned, it's just pick and roll. Like it's not complicated. You put a guy there with Cade and something will happen. But crunch time, I think it's also defensively that we get stops and we get rebounds, which is, I remember I was mad a lot last year because we gave up offensive rebounds. So far, I mean, there haven't been too many clutch like situations that I'd say, but we're grabbing rebounds, which for me is a big improvement as well. I think we're third in the league right now in rebounds per game, behind the Houston Rockets, of course, and I think the Indiana Pacers for some reason. But anyway, yeah, I mean, Cade, he's that guy. What I'd love to see the most, I think, starting in that Orlando game that we talked about last week, is he's taking more threes now and he's hitting them at a decent rate. Yes, 3 for 9 isn't great, but like the takes that he was doing and the makes make the defense come up and like play high on the screen, which opens up that right hand drive, which he does every single time. Dennis Jenkins also had that little extend the arm take at the end of the game there. I thought was I thought was good. Uh, yeah. Other than that, I mean, anything else on Cade Valley or I mean. Yeah, there's some other players we can highlight. Not too much go, going on these games against these teams.
Is he a lock to start the Eastern Conference All-Star game at this rate?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Would you?
because it's not just he's great and we're first in the East, but also like people love him. Like he's starting to have like a grassroots growth of like people starting to like the way this guy plays, and like once you like him, he's not like a John Morant or something, where like people will just suddenly like hop off the Cade train. Like no. He's only becoming more efficient, win more games, play better. So yeah.
People love the ethical hooper. And Cade Cunningham is the ethical hooper.
Um, I think there's a lot of guys we could go through on our box scores and talk about, Asar and Ron in particular, and I would love to, but for the first time ever in his career, we got to see Bobby Clintman rotation minutes. What'd you guys think? I thought he was really eager, kind of overexcited, which is to be expected in those first maybe three, four, five possessions. But I thought he kind of found his feet. I thought he played a solid role, Bobby Clintman. His lob to JD was excellent. Nice cut on that slam, and got himself a nice bucket there when he checked back in the second half. I was pleased with the minutes and with Tobias and Stu's short-term availability unknown. We could see some more Bobby, and I'm not too worried about that. What do you guys make of the Bobby minutes that we saw?
Yeah, he still can't hit a shot. I think that's again just that's a lot game rhythm, game time. But like you said, he kind of like settled into the game and he played before Stu even went out, so he was in the rotation that game, which I thought was like good behind the scenes, probably he's doing the right things. And then I just watched him defensively that game, and he played great. Like he stayed in front. He had like one or two reach-ins that inexperienced players do, but I thought he had a good game as well. But you do have to make your shots. So like if this is just a one game thing or like early game thing where he starts to hit some threes, then yes, I'd like to see him keep playing because he did have the energy, like you said. He was just moving around
He was
offensively.
quick. And that was a
Yeah.
big concern is he just doesn't have that speed to perhaps compete in the NBA, but you can certainly like that was very evident he has that.
Yeah, it was the Nets, but he didn't
Mhm.
look out, he did not look out of place. And it did not look like a major detriment to like he didn't look like he was bogging it down, which is good. Um I think we covered the week very nicely. I mean, this was a week of two guys doing their thing and everybody else kind of playing the role. Who do we have coming up?
Playing the Sixers tomorrow, uh, and then we're playing the Wizards.
Wizards on Monday, Bulls on Wednesday,
Yeah,
Sixers again on Friday.
I think this is a fun week. I think we're gonna get some more tests and we're gonna see how real in a way we are, but also some other teams. We're gonna get to see Philly twice. I wanted to touch on this. I wanted to see what you mentioned Duren's had weak competition in Nurkic and Claxton. Is Embiid available? I know Bona started the last game. Either way, that'll be a fun matchup for JD. Obviously, how we contain or if we can contain Tyrese Maxey in the least bit, seeing BJ Edgecombe. I just think those will be two great games, Philadelphia, and obviously Chicago. Um, is going to be a super interesting one because we don't know if they're really good or not yet. They might be pretty solid. Fun week. I'm gonna predict 3-1. I think we will drop one of those games. It's hard to predict really where it would be though.
yeah, I'm
Uh,
in the same boat. I think we dropped one of those Sixers games, and I didn't have a chance to talk about this pod, but I'm gonna keep an eye on Asar and stay tuned next week to see if I have to call him out or not.
On
um,
our seats.
yeah, I'm a little worried about Stu. Not having him is going to be a problem, especially
Yeah.
if Tobias Harris is still out. But I'm going to go 4-0. I think we're better than the Sixers, and I think Bulls I think we're gonna smack the Bulls off of revenge.
I think we're gonna kill the Bulls this time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sleep on them though. I don't know.
I don't know. I think the Pistons are coming out with a vengeance there. All right. Well, that was a week in review from the best POD in the 313. You already have your glasses on. You already have your buffs on because the brightness is right in our face. And the future's only getting brighter.